Hello, everybody. We'll wait for some people to hop on. Hey, everybody. Do. Look at that. You're right on at the very beginning, just like me. At least I showed up on time. I have a hard time with that sometimes. Like rushing. I give myself like plenty of time in the beginning, and then right at the end, I was like, oh my God, I have like 3 minutes. How is everybody? If everyone can hit the share button, I would greatly appreciate it. I would greatly appreciate it. I'm going to find it too, and I'm going to share it out to a couple of groups as well. You did the Apple petition? That's so exciting. Hello, Sherry Lance. Hello. Welcome. Welcome to the Pendulums Path. Okay, let me go to share to like a group. And then gotta find one more. And there. Perfect. Thank you for the shares. Thank you. I think tonight I'm going to be doing card readings. Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum. So, in the description, if anybody wants to leave a tip for this evening, oh, thank you, Brenda. You're so kind. If anyone wants to leave a tip or a donation, it is greatly appreciated. Any donations or tips go directly towards the Pendulums Path and keeping me in business because, well, we all need to keep in business, don't we? And this is my full-time job as a psychic and a medium. And I'd like to get a good crowd in tonight. So if you can all hit the share button, tag your friends, tag your family, tag all the people that you know that are having a hard time in life. Let's get them some spiritually divinely guided information. Let me open this up. Okay, sorry, I've got my back of house sending me messages. Hello, Teresa. How are you? How is the little one? So it is my sincere hope. That Spirit comes down into us both tonight. Offers up some guidance, some messages, some intuitive knowledge. And I know that this retrograde has been kind of rough on quite a few people. Like a lot of people. So how is everybody handling this retrograde? Has everybody been just like kind of riding the waves? Has it all been just a complete emotional mess? Me, myself, I've been going through a lot of physical releases. That's been fun. I had a medical procedure day before yesterday, and I was told to like get back into doing like normal everyday activities, like 2 days after the procedure, so that's what I'm trying to do, and it's a little bit sore, I'm a little bit tender, not gonna lie, but I'm getting through it. Yeah, Brenda, I know it's been an absolute shitstorm for you. Sorry, pun completely intended. I have to. We have to make light of really crappy situations, don't we? Because otherwise it completely envelops us, and it's no fun, and no one wins. You know what I mean? If we let a really bad situation completely envelop us, then the negativity will win. Hello, Miss Shay. So if everybody can hit the share button, invite all your friends, invite your family, and things like that. If anybody wants to leave a tip, in the description for the live show, all of my pay outlets are there, and you can always leave a tip or donation afterwards, which is also greatly appreciated. And if anybody wants to book in with me in the future or after this show for more in-depth reading, you can go to my website at www.thependulumspath.com, and you will be able to gain access to all of my services and my shop full of crystal goodies. Let's get into readings. Okay, for Brenda. Brenda. So your whole work situation is just crazy. It's like this retrograde. It's just like it's like Odin is just literally taking everybody by the heels and dragging us through the mud. Okay, Miss Brenda Brown. Miss Brenda. So the first card that comes up is the card of grief, okay? And it is not just emotional grief. You guys are going through like literal physical grief at the moment. Like you're just having so much grief at the moment. Let me just adjust my little camera right there. That looks a little bit better. There we go. So you're going through a lot of grief at the moment. And if you look at these cards right here, what are they looking at? They're just like staring at this giant hole in the ground. Look at that. That's kind of reminiscent of exactly what's going on in your current situation. I was like, look at that. That's kind of funny. And then here comes the card of wrath. This is kind of like the proverbial tower card, if you will. And this is just kind of confirming that, yeah, you've had a massive upset and literally just stuff is just exploding everywhere, okay? So they're just validating that is going on, but they're also wanting to shed a little bit of light on the negative influences that are happening around you at the moment. And I feel like that this is all mental influences as well. And where your mental state is lying as well. And what's the phrase that I want to go with? Okay, so these mental influences that are going on here, there is resistance. So whether your father is being resistant to this change that's happening with him, or this sense of growth that is happening, and I feel like that there might be moments of where things start to feel like it's speeding up, and I want you to. So your mom is coming forward and saying, like, don't be scared of this growth. Don't be afraid of this displacement. Do not be worried about the memory issues that are coming up. Okay, there is still an abundance of time left. If you spend too much time in anticipation of what is to come, because the inevitable is happening, then it's only going to disrupt that sense of sacred space that you have, and I don't want that for you. I want you to focus on holding on to that sacred space, holding on to that sense of community that you have. Okay, what is going on right now with your father is literally like a trickery of the mind. Okay, his mind is playing tricks on him, and um you might need to find ways of distracting him, or even distracting yourself, or looking for distractions from the chaos that is going on around you, because I understand that it is all overwhelming for you at the moment. But your mom is she's trying to send you so much peace. And again, I know this I've already said this too, but she really is like just kind of rubbing her hand on your back and putting her hand on your chest, and pouring compassion and understanding into you, and your family members as well, who are also dealing with this separately, because I can see there's at least two other people who are dealing with this just as hands-on as you are. um Please know that there's going to be another person that comes in, like a third outside of you and your father, that's going to be coming in with a helping hand. And I feel like that this is going to be like a lucky situation, so let me know if that resonates for you or whenever that happens. But your mom is sending her absolute protection over you. Okay, but just make sure that you're saving up any money that you have. I've already said that to you before, but make sure that you're just holding on to your pennies, or setting everything aside, so that when the time comes to trade services or trade energies and things like that, you know what I'm talking about. Whenever it comes time to pay the person, you'll have that money. Okay, you'll have the ability to do that. Okay. Hello, Rebecca. How are you? Hello, Mary Jenkins. It's been 150,000 years since I have seen you, and you have gone through, I see at least 3 tornadoes since I have spoken with you last. Thank you, Brenda. I'm used to this deck. Okay, Mary, why do I feel like not you, but someone in your family has had what it kind of feels like to me, like panic attacks, or like they just made me swallow like really, really hard. So whether there's like throat closures or like an allergy or something along those lines, it's like making somebody having a difficult part, having a hard time breathing. And then I heard, and even though I don't do medical readings, I heard something along the lines of like steroids not working. Does that make sense for you, Mary? Mary Jenkins Alt. Okay. Yes. Okay. Was it almost a close call, or like too close to call, or something like that? Like I'm hearing like narrow finish, or like narrow margin, or something along those lines. Does that make sense for you? Holy shit. Why is it that every single time I talk with you, something is going on with you and your family medically? And even though I don't do medical readings, it always seems to be like the one thing that comes through for you and your family. It's the wildest thing, Mary, I swear. Shannon's like, hi, Queen. Yes, I am the May Queen. I got my crown. No, I'm not wearing it this evening. I did think about it, and I was like, it's just going to be awkward. Okay, he's going to be scoped next month to see if it needs to be stretched. Okay. These stomach issues, this is for Mary Jenkins Alt, Mary Brown. This isn't for you. This is for a different Mary. Okay. Sorry about that if there was any confusion there, but I'm actually connecting with Mary Jenkins Alt at this moment. Okay. So these esophageal stomach issues that your family seems to have. It's like a genetic hand-me-down situation. Okay, so your father is stepping forward and saying, "Do just ease your mind, ease your worry." I don't know if you are elevating him at night, or if he's having to stay elevated even at night, or if that is something that has been discussed or something along those lines. But your dad is showing me elevation at night, or having to elevate him at night. Does that make sense, Mary Jenkins Alt? And has he already had surgery in here, like right down in here? Because dad's like kind of pressing on here. So I don't know if they're going to go through here, or if they're going to go through there, or both ends, or something along those lines. Mary's like, absolutely, yes. Okay. So please rest your mind in knowing that you are taking all the necessary steps that you need to in order to get this resolved. Hello, Miss Daly. That's exactly where he feels it, like he can't swallow. Okay. Got you. So I don't understand medical terminology or anything like that, but for me it kind of feels like that there's a muscle that's down here that's like not moving, or that there's like some form of paralysis that's going on, or something along those lines. And I'm pretty sure you've already gone down the road of like ENT, or going to see an actual ear, nose, throat specialist or something along those lines. But like dad is saying, stay the course and like take all of the advice, like all of the advice. Okay. All of the advice. Okay. That's what he's just kind of encouraging you guys to do. I know that he's like showing me like this giant mountain. So you're not up at the top of the mountain yet. It's still going to be a bit of a climb, but you have all the resources available to get you guys to the top of this mountain. Okay. And I just heard he's getting sick and tired of soft foods. So I don't know if he's on like a soft food diet. You can just validate that for me. And Shay, I should still do it. Should be under the Pendulums Path. If you just look up the pendulum, if you go to the Gmail is the Pendulums Path LLC at gmail.com. You should be able to find me. Certain things he eats he can't swallow, so he panics. Okay. Dad doesn't want him to panic. And I think that there's also like a fear of I don't even like bringing this up because I know that everybody has this at some point, but there might be like a fear of death, or like there is a fear within him that he's not going to be able to make it. And even as I'm talking right now, it feels like my voice is changing, or that it's like the vibration in my throat is changing a little bit as well. So maybe his voice is changing, or he feels like his voice is changing, or something along those lines as well. Dad's just advising, just stay the course and take all of the advice as it comes, experimental or otherwise. Okay, but that's what I was getting in for you, my dear. Now I was going to get to you next. You were next on my list. I was like, I'm going to go right to them right after this. Oh my gosh. My heart is absolutely breaking, and I wish I could be there to just give you like the biggest hug in the whole world and like try to convince you that everything is going to be okay, because I know that you guys have been through so much. Okay. All right. Just stay like, he's not like, dad's like, don't say like just give up and like, you know, just throw in the towel. He's like, do not throw in the towel, okay? Okay, so Ashley, that little apple that you planted for that wealth, for that security, for that desire, that expansion. You know what I'm talking about? That little seed that you planted. That little seed that you planted. Okay. All right. So this Five of Pentacles came out. Okay. This is like that financial worry. This is this financial strife. This is like that freaking worry that we all have. Okay. Turn that friend upside down. The Ten of Pentacles comes out and says that financial security is going to be coming back into you. Okay. That Ace of Wands, that desire that you had, you jumped right in. You started that creative project that you have been mulling over and be like, I don't know if I'm going to be doing this, and you did it, and good for you. Okay. It's only ourselves that hold ourselves back from actually like getting anywhere in life. Okay. These opportunities are going to be opening up for you very, very shortly, even though retrograde is still happening. That energy is still there. It's sluggish at the moment, but it is still working in your favor. Okay. The Three of Wands comes out and says that expansion, that foresight, that freaking rapid growth, that fiery energy that's coming there for you. Hell yeah, with like Leo and Aries energy, right? Like there's like that intense drive, okay? That rapid growth, those plans that you set, they are absolutely in motion. Clear your mind, okay? Like the Queen of Swords, think clearly. You know what you set in motion, trust it, okay? The Ten of Wands comes out and just says that the hard work that you're putting in is going to get accomplished in the end, and that energy and passion is going to start returning again as soon as this retrograde comes to an end. It's going to be like you've launched yourself. Look at that freaking chariot. You know what that means. Okay. I don't need to tell you. You already know. Yeah, I'm like, there's like so much fiery energy in you and around you. And then you're like, yeah, that's me, Aries sun. Yes. Use it. I even want to say like use cinnamon as well. Use that to your benefit. You would probably work very well. You already know that you work very well with cinnamon and cayenne pepper. Or even taking like a pepper itself and filling it with cinnamon and then sealing it. I don't know why I want to tell you to do that, but I also want to say seal it with red wax. Let me know if that makes sense for you. Like, I don't know if you've been looking into like doing like fiery magic or using chili peppers and cinnamon and like literal fiery elementals, but like use them. Okay? Use them. It's okay, Mary. It's all right. And sometimes, just to go back to the other Mary, sometimes messages do come across that are going to be valid for other people as well. Sometimes more than one spirit will come through with like a tandem message that more than one person needs to hear. So if you hear anything tonight that resonates with you, or like you feel it in your core that that message is for you, take that message too and run with it. Okay. Because sometimes more than one spirit comes through with like a collective message, and they're like, more than one person needs to hear this, more than one person needs to be aware of this is going on in their life, and more than one person needs to take this advice. So, and Sherry Lance, I will be getting to you shortly. I do have quite a few people in the audience at the moment, and I'm trying to get to everybody that is in here as well. Okay, just have patience with me. All right. Let me go through. And if you have a question, you can go ahead and ask it in the comments itself. And if I see it and they give me an answer, I will go ahead and answer it. Teresa Bow. I'm not sure who has had or who is experiencing a disruption in the marital department. I don't know if that is yourself, if that is the sister energy. And it's funny because right when I said that, I literally just pulled over a card of like gossip and affair. I don't know if somebody is having it's like loving connections. There's a disconnect with loving connections. So it kind of felt like it was marriage to me, but it could just be like very, very close friends and family, or those that you were like considering in the home or things like that. There might be like an element of disconnect there. And it might just be because of just everything that's going on around you or things like that, or you might just be feeling disconnected. The Three of Swords is saying that you are still going through a lot of ups and downs that might be hormonally, that might be emotionally, with everything that's going on around you from the past and the present and all of the stuff that you have to look forward to in the future as well. Okay. Just breathe out any anxiety that you have and things like that. And remember that it's okay to speak up if you need help. Okay. It's okay to call in and ask for reinforcements. Okay. This new beginning that you have been on, the Fool card comes out and says like this new beginning, this new Ace of Cups, this new overflowing of emotional amazingness that you have is going to not only bring you closer to spirit itself, but it's also going to help bring you and your family closer together in the long run. If you have any doubts as to your abilities as a mother, or if you doubt that you're doing things the right way, or if you doubt for any reason that you are making any of the wrong decisions, don't. Okay, don't. Your brother steps forward and says like he's like giving you like a blue ribbon. He's like, you were doing like an amazing job, and he is really encouraging you to reach out and keep those close bonds as close as you possibly can. Okay. Restore any doubt, any mental undoings that you might be going through. Believe in yourself a little bit more. Okay. I hope that makes sense for you, my dear. I'm going to pull from 2 decks for this one. Okay, I'm going to use these bottom cards first. I just overlaid on top of them. Okay. Miss Sherry Lance. Let me see if I can find you again. One sec. Do. Let me scroll back up. There we are. Sorry about that. I scrolled way too far. Okay. So Sherry Lance, there is the 7 of Swords that comes out reverse, and this is like feeling like you don't belong, like your whole, like you feel not quite yourself, and that is because you've just gone through like this big upheaval. Okay, and I feel like that this relationship that you had with Raphael was actually kind of trapping you in some way. I do have the Devil card sitting in front of me, and the 5 of Wands is saying that somebody is avoiding conflict or not wanting to respect the differences between the two of you. Maybe the other person wanted to go a completely different direction, or they wanted to split. And if you didn't want to, Spirit is advising you to respect that person's decisions and respect their choices in their life. You can't control what it is that somebody else wants. And there might be like, if you've been hearing things like some gossip, like maybe somebody's like with somebody else, or they're already in another relationship and things like that, and you might be panicking about that, or wondering whether or not like the love that they said that they had for you was real and things like that. I feel like that there are trust issues that are happening here as well, or some maybe some self-doubt. And you maybe have lost your sense of place because this person kind of ripped the rug out from you. And there is a lot of frustration here. The 10 of Cups comes out reverse as well. That just says that like that sense of like that home energy that you had, or that domestic bliss kind of got shattered. But Spirit is advising you to accept what's happened and choose your own sense of happiness. This disharmony that's happened, this unfairness that's happened. It's up to you to kind of take care of yourself and nurse yourself back to a sense of positivity again. I wouldn't try to push this person to come back into your life, because I feel like that they're, whether it's like an impulsive nature or just their lack of ability to be actually to make a decision, it's just going to lead to more and more frustration in your future. And I do not wish that on you or anybody when it comes to a relationship, because relationships should not be frustrating, at least in my opinion. You love the sounds of the crickets. I do too. It's like my favorite. It's like my favorite sound in the whole world. I could sit outside all day and like I just never want to go inside, but that's just the earth sign in me, I think. I'm like, I don't want to go in. I don't want to go in. I don't want to go in. And Teresa said, great, thanks so much. Totally makes sense. Okay, perfect. I'm glad that it does. I'm glad that it does. Oh, your hubby and the baby are sick. Oh, no. That's terrible. Well, you're doing everything that you can. Don't doubt yourself. Okay, Teresa. I just literally scroll down and I see Peter Parker in the comment, I am more of a Batman fan. And that just made my whole day. It just made everything just beautiful in my world there for a second. So Manchester, England. I actually used to live in Bracknell, just outside of Reading. I know I don't sound like it, but I did. I promise you. I did. I promise you. I'm not an American citizen. And Aeson's like, I'm more of just a Batman. Like I am the Batman. You're a vampire, Aeson. I've already told you this. Aeson is a Morbius vampire. Shay Stackpole. There's a lot of pink energy around you, my dear. And I don't know why someone keeps showing me ribbons. It's not like thin ribbons, like they like really big wide ribbons that are hanging. And then they're also showing me a candle near that as well. And then I also hear the words heavy on my mind or heavy on her mind, or just like that phrase in general. So I don't know if you've been thinking about this female person. And there's definitely a Cancer element around them. And I hear the word recurring as well. And then I also want to say the words, I don't know why you put up with him. And then I literally pull the card of battle. Are you in a battle right now with a male figure in and around your space? I did, Brenda. I'm going to see if I can get to her here shortly, okay? Shay, does that make sense for you? Are you having a battle at the moment? Sort of just going through a stressful time. Okay. Okay. The problem that you're having right now, she's like, it's a quick and easy fix. She's like, we can easily fix this, okay? Because I feel like that you haven't had enough time for play recently, or you're in desperate need of play. You're in desperate need of like kind of getting out of your routine. So that you can kind of get out of like this little circle of grief that you're going through. Okay. It's like, I kind of feel like that there's like this overhanging, like squawking sound. Okay. So it's like, I don't know if somebody is like standing over you and barking at you, or just causing a lot of just freaking noise. But this energy that this person is giving you or dishing out is causing most of the upheaval Okay, and you need to start getting into mischief. Okay, like you need to start causing some fun in your life, or you need to start looking for fun in your life. Okay, especially during this retrograde, a lot of us have been feeling really isolated energetically and things like that, and instead of just watching life pass us by and consistently making us feeling displaced, get out there and start talking to your friends again. All right, getting a new perspective of the situation. Maybe you guys just need a little bit of a break from each other just for a little bit of time. Okay, I think that once you give yourself a little bit of space, you'll get a little bit of insight, and that sense of dominance will start to simmer down now. Okay, and you guys can get back into your state of commitment again. All right, but I feel like just this stress, and I even feel like that might even be work related on their end as well, and they're not taking, I just heard they're not taking care of themselves in their own workspace or whatever it is that they're doing for work. He just went to work full time. Okay, got you. Okay, so that's where all that stress is. It has to do with work. Just keep that perspective in mind. Okay, it's not you, but get out there and have some fun. Don't sit in that negativity. Okay, don't sit in that negativity. All right, cause some mischief in your life. For God's sakes. Life's too short to be miserable. Perfect. I'm glad. Thank you for that validation. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Mary Brown, if you were still in here, yes, I do. I even feel like by December, you should start getting offers in. I know that seems like a million miles away, but I feel like December, you're going to get both your feet planted on the ground. Nine of Wands comes out for you, Mary Brown, and that's just be resilient. The Fool card says that there's going to be a new beginning coming for you. Ace of Cups says that there's going to be overflowing of emotions. Okay, and then the Two of Pentacles comes out that just says there's going to be a change that you're going to have to be adapting to. And the Emperor card comes out, which is fantastic because the Emperor is all about being in control, and the hard work that you're going to be putting into yourself is going to start reaping the rewards, and you're going to be able to gain a sense of control back into your life, which is fantastic. And the Three of Pentacles is all about teamwork and working with a team. So you're not going to be alone in this situation. There's going to be others around you helping you as well. I'm just loving all of this randomness that's sitting right here in my feed. This is bringing me so much freaking Joyce. Joyce? Who's Joyce? Joy. Shay, I don't know why I want to say I just heard mental health. instantly I heard mental health. But the answer to your question is absolutely yes. Azrael was actually there to help bring them over, ferry them over. So I don't know if that makes sense for you, but that was immediately what I heard was mental health. I am scrolling up. Excuse me while I scroll. And Christy Milliken, yes, you should continue with your process or your applications. I do see you accomplishing your goals. Don't stress over the test. And like when I say the test, they're showing me like a really big the test. So I don't think it's like a written test. I feel like it's more like a personality test or like an in-person test where you yourself are going to be judged in some capacity, or if you're going to be read yourself by like other people. I literally have no idea what the process is for going through what it is that you need to go through in order to get the job that you want to go through. But hang on one sec here, because I'm just literally like I paused on this one. Okay. This is like where I'm at. So I do feel like if you have any anxiety or if you're apprehensive about something, calm and ground yourself, okay? And I also want to say, like, be transparent when it comes to things. Usually I just honesty is always the best policy in general, typically, but I do feel like I'm hearing lay your cards on the table essentially, and just be like, this is what I'm presenting to this position. And I do see like a puzzle piece like being put inside of a puzzle, so I feel like that this is going to be a part of like what makes you feel complete. I hope that makes sense for you. Hope that makes sense. Let me scroll back up again because there was a message like all the way up at the top here. Scrolling. So many messages. Sorry about that. Marcia, there you are. Marcia Fetters, there is also there is a male figure that is around you as well. He doesn't come through to me as like very, very old. I just heard like I could have been older. Christy says it is a physical and psychological test, and you're worried about the physicals. Okay. It'll be okay. Calm yourself, prepare in the way that you need it to be. in the way that you need to. Okay. All right. Have faith. Okay. So like mental, that's why he kept showing me all up in here. Okay. But mentally wouldn't want it to deal with that. Okay. He is okay. 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 Anyway, back to where I was going. Where was I? Okay. So let me scroll back up. Let me get back to pinning that comment. Let me go back up. There you are, Marcia. Okay, Marcia, you need to get out more. Stop isolating yourself. Marcia, stop isolating yourself, okay? Stop ignoring your inner voice. Stop swallowing your intuition. Stop swallowing your intuition, okay? There is a fear of change or an avoidance of something, okay? And you need to take a deep breath, okay? And know that everything is going to be okay. This fear is holding you back. Okay, there is fear that is holding you back, and you need to get out there and stop isolating yourself or stop allowing yourself to be isolated. Okay. I feel like whatever whatever manipulations have happened in the past to you, wherever these negative experiences of yours lie, you need to gain wisdom from that and understand that it wasn't you, it was all them. And there is a sense of wisdom or understanding that needs to that it will come from this. And the Queen of Wands is coming out and cheering you on and telling you to have confidence in your own future, and know that you can grow from this situation, from this stagnation. Okay, you need to be able to find a way to release yourself and recover from the past. Lean on whatever faith that you have. I'm not here to dictate whatever is right or wrong religiously. Everybody is entitled to their own faith and their own senses of belief. But the Chariot card is kind of encouraging you to sit behind the driver's seat and take control of the situation and really drive yourself forward, okay? And start imagining what your future can be if you allow it to be exactly as you want it to be. The Page of Wands is coming out and just saying, follow your own inspiration. And the Ace of Cups is saying that you need to start feeding your own emotions or pouring emotions into your own cup in order for you to be able to give it to others. You cannot pour from an empty cup, my dear Marcia. Get out of being isolated and get yourself back into a sense of joy. Hope that makes sense for you. Do. Peter Parker, would you like a reading, sir? Because again, I just stop and then I'm just saying, stop swallowing, Martha. And I'm just like, this is great. I love this. This is fantastic. Shelly says, is all the energy that you feel in here completely and utterly drain you when you do readings like these? Sometimes I feel absolutely energized and then I can't sleep for an entire night because spirit's just like, nah, to me. And that's great. And I love it. And then sometimes I tell them to go skive off somewhere else because I just can't. I've had emotional breakdowns after I've done readings because I've been so emotionally overwhelmed by what has come out. It all depends. But I've learned to ground myself before and after, so I am able to process it a little bit differently. Marcia likes, yes, absolutely makes sense, and yeah, you do. Yes, you do. I can help you with that. Just talk to Brenda; she'll give you all the deets and things like that. But there are ways that you can kind of cut those cords. There are rituals that you can do. There are meditations that you can do. There are so many different healing things that you can do. I would be more than happy to get you through that. If you want to go more in depth, feel free, book a reading with me. Even if it's just like a 15-minute session, we can get down to like the nitty gritty and get you back on the right path, literally. Because that's where you need to be, my dear. Don't let the past hold you back from having an amazing future. I've had a shit past. I've had a real shit past. Did I allow that to stop me? No. Okay. Choose yourself. Choose yourself first. Brenda's like, see, Marsha, I told you. Peter Parker, are you a football fan? Or is there a male figure that is in spirit that is a massive football fan? And I'm talking about like English football, not American football. Like I'm talking about footy. Because I can literally hear a massive stadium of people screaming one long note. Yes, Manchester City. Okay, perfect. I was like, okay. So I don't know who I'm not able to pick up on exactly who this is, but there is also another male figure who's like, he's showing me a calendar and he's showing me flipping the calendar and circling a date. So I don't know if it's like it literally just like season just started. I cannot remember anything about like English, British football and sports seasons and things like that. But it's like somebody took a bright red marker and circled a specific date, and they are so amped up about like a game, like an opening game or something like that. So I don't know if like the season literally just started, but there is somebody in spirit. There's a male figure who is sitting down with you during these games and completely immersing themselves into this with you, and really getting riled up. And I don't know if there was like a really big win that just happened recently, because I feel like somebody is like completely celebrating a massive win when it comes to sports, and like this person is just really, really into it, which is quite hilarious. And I don't know if there was like face paint involved at one point, that you guys would go to games together and wear face paint, but this person is in like full get up. Okay, so Peter, you're going to be going through some changes if you have not already. Okay. You might be feeling a little bit lonely at the moment yourself. And you've been trying to listen to your inner voice, or trying to follow your inner voice. And as difficult as that is at times, make sure that you are doing the soul searching that you need to. Holy crap. My best friend, he died. He played for Manchester United. Holy crap. Okay, so please know that this person is absolutely with you. It's like he doesn't feel like a family member, but he absolutely feels like somebody who would just absolutely go bananas over this game. So please know that he is with you in spirit and celebrating these games and those moments with you, and that he is enjoying those moments with you. So he hasn't left you, okay? He's absolutely with you during all of this time. Okay, so like don't think that he hasn't left you, because he is. And he's also around his family and things like that, so don't think that you're like hogging him or keeping him from being with other people that he should be with. But he really enjoys your spirit and is reliving those moments with you while you are still here and he is in spirit. So please understand and just know that he is with you. And every time that you turn on a game or go to a game or things like that, just know that he's with you, enjoying that time with you. For you, I did pull out the Hermit card, and that is just saying, like, listen to your own inner voice. The answers that you've been seeking for so long are literally within you, and you are just a little bit afraid to actually like accept it, whatever that is. Know that if you're worried about financial situations at the moment. And I feel like, I mean, I already know that there is like a massive energy crisis that is happening in the UK, and that is causing a lot of strain and stress on everybody. But know that there will be financial blessings. Okay, but I'm not Googling anything. You can see that I'm not Googling anything, and no one's feeding me any information. There is going to be like some change or adapting to change that's coming up in the relative near future. I think over like the next 4 or 5 months, there's going to be like big changes that happening around you in the home. But there's going to be an essence of like hard work and productivity and going back into routine or work and things like that. And that the hard work that you put in is going to pay off and ease that worry about any financial worries that are going to start coming up for you guys. And just any of these changes that are, or all of the changes that are happening, just take them as they come and implement them as they come through. And I just hear like stay the course. I know that everybody over in the UK is going through a really hard time at the moment. Like I know that there's like an energy crisis or something along those lines, but that's just what came up in the cards, was just there's going to be changes. Jason Mull. Jason Mull. Okay. So if there's somebody around you, or there is somebody around you who is either not telling the truth, or hiding some things, or trying to manipulate a little bit of a situation that's around you, please be cautious when it comes to agreeing to do. Okay, don't make agreements with wolves in sheep's clothing, if that makes sense, because I feel like somebody is going to go back on a promise or going back on an agreement. The Nine of Wands is coming forward and saying that make sure that you are persistent and like with those boundaries, or holding somebody accountable to their end, or holding up their end of the bargain. The Seven of Wands says that they might end up challenging you in some way. And the Eight of Swords is also a card of like coming up and saying that there's going to be like some kind of like entrapment, or that this person is going to try to trap you or try to manipulate the situation. But the Queen of Wands comes forward and says like have confidence, and the Seven of Pentacles says have perseverance during the situation. Like keep pushing forward and know that like the truth is eventually going to come out. And I feel like the other person's going to end up losing in the long run. So whoever's like not being very truthful around you, and I feel like that's going to start coming out of the woodworks pretty quickly, because I'm being shown like little termites and things coming out of the woodwork. So whatever like deceptions are happening around you at the moment, make sure that you are really holding your boundaries and not allowing that person to try to manipulate the situation even more. So they just kind of came out with a little bit of a warning there as well. Hello, Joanna. How are you, my dear? How are you, my dear? Oh, okay, Peter. I was like, I didn't think that you were bullshitting. I thought you thought that I was bullshitting. I was like, I'm not Googling anything. I don't know this person. I don't know you. But I think that's beautiful that your pal is with you. That's pretty cool. I think I got time for maybe 1 or 2 more readings. Maybe 1 or 2. We'll see. Let me use this deck here. Shelly Dawson, if this person continuously goes back to their ex and continuously talks to their ex even while they're in a relationship with you, then they are not giving their whole selves to you, and you deserve better than that. But let me pull up some cards. Okay, so first of all, listen to your intuition, okay? Our intuition really very, very rarely leads us down the wrong path, okay? And while it feels like your routine has been disrupted at the moment, hang on one sec, let me pin your comment here. For Miss Shelley Dawson. There you are. So while your sense of routine has been disrupted, and you might be feeling, again, isolated, like a lot of people are feeling isolated at the moment. That's just kind of what happens during retrograde. There's like a lot of sense of loneliness that happens at the moment. But please, I feel like that the patterns that have happened in the past, if you start paying attention, be like, this has happened before with this person, or I've had these feelings before, or these little like intuitive hits have happened to me before. You need to start listening to your own insight. Okay, start listening to your own brain and stop picking it apart so much. Okay, stop over analyzing or stop thinking that you're overthinking. If you think in your mind that someone is not being faithful to you, chances are in some capacity they're not, whether it's mentally, emotionally, financially, whatever it is, okay? But there's usually a sign that spirit gives us that says something's not quite right, and it's up to us to listen to it. Okay, you shouldn't have to scavenge for time. You shouldn't have to beg for scraps when it comes to somebody. They're either going to give themselves to you fully, or they're not going to give it to you at all. And unfortunately, there was like a little bit of an explosion or an upheaval that happened around you, and that's really, really awful. And spirit is advising you to kind of get back into nature, get yourself regrounded again, and breathe. Okay, and spirit is again advising you to kind of distance yourself from this person, because they do not feel like that they don't have your best interests in mind. They weren't giving you the gifts that you needed. They weren't giving you the time that you needed, and that sense of community that you wanted to have with this person, they weren't ready to give it to you. And instead of wondering whether or not you're going to have love in your life, be aware of the abundance that you already have, and then get ready to receive more abundance, or get ready to receive another commitment from somebody else in your life. But do not allow other people to dominate your emotions, okay? Or don't allow other people to toy with your emotions. Set those boundaries and trust your own self before you trust others, okay? That's the advice I got for you, Miss Dawson. Okay, so let me go to Corinna. Okay, So the card of teamwork kind of flopped out, okay? And that's like spirits like saying like, God almighty, you guys are having to work as a team to get things going here. And I know that there is a lot of, not necessarily fear, but I feel like someone is trying to someone's trying to be assertive and dominant, or trying to instill a sense of fear or apprehension in you, and causing a lot of battles. Please know that this battle, these fluffing of the feathers, is really just an illusion. I feel like someone's just trying to assert their dominance here. And there will be moments of luck or moments of change where you see like personality changes and things like that, where you start seeing glimmers of hope and things like that. But I also feel like that this is alarming this person as well, because they are so used to trying to distract others from seeing what the truth is. I feel like that there's still a lot of hurt that has happened in this other person's life, or at least one of these people's life, and they are trying to assert their dominance or trying to disarm and trick you guys. Just pay attention to what's going on. I feel like that they need more of a bit of a watchful eye. And their ability to take direction is like they really struggle with taking direction. And I feel like that there's a lot inside of this person that they are really afraid of exposing or allowing other people to see. There might be an element of fear. Like I'm seeing a chest with like a lock on it. So they might not be willing to open up or really allow themselves to be emotionally vulnerable, which is really not helping them in this situation. But that is not something that is within your sense of control. And I do also get the card of mimicry. So I feel like a lot of what is going on with this individual, and I think that you're going to understand who this is more than I do. It's kind of like, I want to say like the phrase crocodile tears. So somebody might be putting on airs and things like that. And I feel like if you're constantly waiting for something negative to happen, it's only going to continue to disrupt your routine. And I want to say the words like, do not allow this person to disrupt your routine, or try to assert dominance or take that level of dominance away from them if you can. Because you are the bigger person in this environment, or that you and your partner are the bigger people in this situation. I know that there are elements of perspective that are really hard to understand when it comes to this individual, because they're not being very open emotionally, or they're not allowing their mind to be opened. And I do feel like that there might be some negative influences that are happening around them, or they themselves might be trying to negatively influence others. If that is happening around you, I just heard like seek outside support or seek alternative outside support. So if there's like other support systems that you've been entertaining or looking at getting into, or maybe like thinking about trying, I feel like that the dad is trying to encourage you to go to other resources as well as what you've been working on at the moment. I hope that makes sense for you. Let me scroll back down here. Crit is like totally okay, perfect. Okay. So just try it's like dad showing me a bunch of like those little squishy sticky balls, and he's like throwing them all at the wall and just like seeing whatever sticks kind of thing. Because it is one of those things where he's like there's no like one direct path with this person. And I do feel like it's causing strain and stress on everybody else that's in the household. But make sure that you are taking time, like make sure you are taking time with everybody individually, or make sure that you are distributing your time with them evenly, so that nobody feels left out, or that other people aren't feeling like left out or neglected or anything like that. Not saying that you are neglectful, because you're definitely not. But make sure that you are keeping a good perspective on how everybody else in the household is reacting to the chaos that's happening around you guys as well. Hope that makes sense. Let me know if it does. All right, folks. All right. If anybody wants to, you can leave a review on either my Facebook page or my website at www.thependulumspath.com. You can book in with me for more in-depth readings, for private one-on-one readings. You can book in with me for email readings there as well. I do sell crystals and oils and healing balms as well. So you can get in on all of that magical goodness as well. Also, in October, I will be at the Case Paranormal Expo. If anybody wants to come down and hang out with me that day, I invite you all to come down. That'll be at the Cheat Lake Firehouse. And that'll be on October 8th, which is a Saturday. I'll be there from 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. You can come on down, say hi, grab a picture, hang out with me, grab a reading even, because I'll be doing in-person readings there as well. Also keep a lookout for the last Thursday of this month. I will be doing the coffee and tea show with Asen Knight as well. That starts at 8 p.m. So mark that in your calendar. You'll see that popping up on my page over the next week or so. So keep that in your calendar. I think that's all I have for you this evening, you guys. I've got to go and grab some food because I am hungry. But thank you all for hanging out with me this evening. It was great to see you all. I'm sorry I wasn't able to get to everybody. I tried to get to as many people as possible, but you guys have a wonderful evening. I will see you all very, very soon. Love and light to you all. Bye, guys.